Hello, everyone, friends. Hello. I am Ozan Kurtbey. Here I am again, here for you. Friends, we are doing it step by step and weekly. We are starting the tarot readings together. Friends, the moon is currently progressing in Capricorn. How many degrees is 20? I just checked how many degrees is 20. It's currently at 22 degrees. Pluto is at 3 degrees in Aquarius. This means that right now, hold on a second. This means that tonight, not tonight, but tomorrow, there will be a Moon-Pluto conjunction. This will be quite a harsh conjunction, and it will affect us significantly, especially when Mars is opposite it in the sky. Anthem is the opposite sign of Aquarius, and on one side is Pluto. When Pluto is on one side and Mars on the other, it creates a very strong gravitational pull. This gravitational pull particularly affects Venus in Pisces very seriously. We begin to experience a harsh transformation in our lives, but it happens gradually. Now, we will soon see how this is reflected in tarot for this week. Yes, as always, we start with friends whose sun sign and rising sign are Aries. Let's see what will happen in the career lives of friends with Aries sun sign and rising sign in the coming week. We will review it all together. If you're ready, I'm ready too. Aries career life 1, career life 2, and career life 3. Aries emotional life 1, emotional life 2, and emotional life 3. Let's see in your career life, dear Aries rising signs, in the coming week. I mentioned that there would be a challenging process at the very beginning of the week. The 8 of Cups already supports this. And it says that the point you are at, you may not cut it. It might seem insufficient to you. You might even want to change the point you are at, or you might have to change it commercially in your career life. The second floor says the second floor. I recommend that you seek support from your close circle before doing this. This support will come, but you can do it. Dear ascendant sign neighbors, in other words, you are moving towards reaping the rewards of what you have done before. The outcomes of your previous actions in your personal life depend on whether they were positive, self-centered, or community-centered. If you acted overly self-centered, Pluto and Saturn will already be taking their toll on you next week, completely in your personal life. All right? I am doing a collective reading right now. And the number 3 card? The number 3 card says, you need to move towards a compromise. Dear Aries sign, for this, a team, radical decisions or radical paths. When I say radical, I mean outside of what you're used to, because this card is governed by the Gemini sign. How about stepping into things that are outside of what you're accustomed to? Otherwise, your soul will no longer fit in the place you are. Your soul won't fit there. It looks for a place to wander, but for it to look for a place to go, you first need to transition from one point to another. For that, you need to step outside of your usual routine. That's why I said there is a sharp transformation next week. It's a complete indicator of that sharp transformation. It adds to this in agriculture. Now, if you need to look at your emotional life, in your emotional life, escape points are in question. There are some escapes. There are some escapes and some returns and desires to return. There is chaotic energy there. There is a chaotic flow. How that chaotic flow will be is entirely up to you. Meanwhile, for those with Aries rising, flirts and exes might come to the forefront. They might become prominent. Depending on the decision you make here, you might go for a change of environment. You might want to completely change the world. You might find such an opportunity, or you are looking for such a path. You are looking for a path, and it presents itself to you as this path. Adank, the tower that collapses when it reaches the midst of the havocs. The collapsing tower says that your soul needs a bit of maturing. Dear Aries, your soul needs a bit of maturing. If necessary, you might need to move towards a change in order. This change in order is a team. That may cause some losses. It can give. These losses exist entirely to mature and renew your soul. Because the Moon-Pluto conjunction, Pluto destroys what exists and makes something new from it. And the last catch of the week is that you will reach a point of fulfillment in your emotional life. You will reach a point of satisfaction. If you can go there, dear Aries, if you can go, it will be good for you. Because in the end, of course, they remained obvious. A very beautiful emotional harmony, a physical harmony. If the soul also adapts to this, you will reach a very beautiful point of satisfaction and start moving towards a completely different order. If you have the courage to go to that order, take refuge. Rising sign Aquarius, because you make sudden decisions and spontaneous reactions, you can respond. Here, the event is entirely your event. Now, your rising sign. Aries descendant, Cancer or Capricorn or Virgo or similar earth signs can create trouble here. For you, you may not want to take on that trouble. The decision is entirely up to you there, friends. Yes, for those with Aries rising signs, such a cycle is seen in the coming week. Now let's move on to sun sign and rising sign Taurus. Sun sign or rising sign Taurus. Let's see where your process is heading in the coming week. Taurus career life 1, Taurus career life 2, and Taurus career life 3. Taurus emotional life 1, Taurus emotional life 2, and emotional life 3. Now, let's see what's happening with you. In your career life, it says, first of all, this area will enter a past reckoning. There are confrontations involved there, especially the commercial life. What have I done? What did I want to do? What do I have left? At the beginning of the week, Moon, Pluto conjunction. We have reached the middle of the week. It will balance your commercial aspects. Based on the lessons learned from that past process, I learned this from that. From now on, I need to do this. This changes depending on each month. Here, there is a Moon-Saturn conjunction. What is Saturn? Tangible. Matter. Exactly what that material balance you need to establish. At the end of the week, the Moon will move into Aries, and from there, we will transition to the Taurus new moon, the material new moon. For this, you might need to participate in some. You may be required to attend events. Dear Taurus, to establish that balance and connections properly, Mayday, Mayday. To establish it properly, if your ascendant is Taurus, the 12th house is already active. The new moon is already happening in your sign. If, in honor of this new moon, you are ready to close the books, and close the books. It seems like it's time to move on to new stages. We have already seen this in astrology. The reflection of the same is visible from here. Dear Taurus, let's move on to your emotional life. Your emotional life says that if you want to follow the path you believe in, you should continue walking there. Do not disrupt this thing you have found, the course, in any way. The Moon, Aquarius, Pluto conjunction. Do not disrupt that course in any way. If necessary, make some strategic changes so that materially you can bring your emotional life to the point you desire concretely. But don't act too rationally. Do not act rationally. Otherwise, you will experience a lack of emotion. Or there are some truths you need to see. You can't see your truths, you cover them up. So you cannot face it, it won't work. But if you have to face them, there's nothing you can do there. Don't manipulate yourself, don't manipulate the person in front of you, and don't be open to manipulation. Why be open to manipulation? Because you are heading towards a balance transformation, especially before the new moon that will occur in your own sign, in your living space. What is the moon in Aries living space? Don't mind that it's the 12th house. It also represents the first house in a challenging way. You are in your living space, and you will head towards a balance transformation. And it means you will need to make some decisions. Who will pass away? Who will you say goodbye to? And who will you not say goodbye to? Because you are saying, I will continue on the path I believe in. For this, aren't there those closed chapters from the past? Take a look at them. See what experience you gained there. Those experiences will speak now. Those experiences will speak now. They have to speak, dear Taurus. There is nothing to be done there. Exactly. This was the process for what happened. Now let's move on to the upcoming week. Sun sign and ascendant sign Gemini. Let's see what it is, what it isn't for the Gemini sign. Gemini career life 1, Gemini career life 2, and Gemini career life 3, Gemini emotional life 1. 8 questions about the emotional life of the Gemini sign. What does it say about Gemini's emotional life? 2, and in your commercial life? Completion of the struggle is the essence of the subjects. Completion of the struggle is the essence of the subjects. In Baikova, Aquarius air, you are the value of the air. 2, Aquarius is the fixed air. That's why you should continue the struggle. I can't get enough of your mujahideen when it's midweek. I can't get enough of your mujahideen when it's midweek, and there is a possibility of becoming complacent from excessive comfort. Exactly. Those who remain excessively. We're good like this. We're good. You're just fine. Don't overdo it. Don't exaggerate the goodness anymore. Flying, Saturn is there. Saturn says, I say good. Exaggerates. Fly a little bit. Aren't you too flexible? You're too flexible. Because when it comes to the end of the week, 1, I need to make a decision to change direction. It will be necessary. That's why it says. Exactly. There's nothing to be done. House number 11. At the end of the week, the moon is in Aries there. If the ascendant is Gemini, finally, the moon is in Taurus, in house number 12. After passing from there, it will move to house number 1, to your ascendant. There, you need to make a new direction determination. Your assignment will go on an exploration. That's why. After that, it might climb up to you if it's too comfortable. Now, there's nothing. It's a very nice week, but you need to calculate at the end of the week. Let's come to the sacred life, along with the news you will receive in your emotional life. The news you will receive will give you a sense of relief. It will give you a sense of relief. 4 of Wands. And you will say, what happened? This is it. What? This is it. Here it is. Now, I can move forward. Emotion wars. Now, what I can do, I know what I have to do. I know what I have to do. I know what I need to do, because now I can see ahead. The island is in sight. There's nothing to do there, as long as he thinks. Why did the island appear? Because on Ace Saturn. There is such a thing as shame. Exactly. On Ace Saturn. Final destination. Now I can move forward at full speed. On top of it, if you notice. They were left given. You'll settle comfortably there, exactly. There you'll settle more. I'll say this is the exact challenge I'll take on. But first, that excessive comfort, then giving yourself excessive initiative on the path you'll take. Nature's new moon in Taurus. Him. Evaluate it well. And you need to determine your day and direction. Dear Gemini, by the end of next week. Very much so. Let's come to dear sun sign and rising sign Cancer. We will look at what it is and what it isn't. But the shop is yours, dear Cancer. Cancer's career life 1. Cancer's career life. And Cancer's career life 3. Cancer's emotional life 1. That won't do. The shop is yours. Cancer's emotional life 2. And Cancer's emotional life 3. What is it? What isn't it? We will see. In your commercial life, congratulations. Just like in your commercial life, the Prince of Cups says opportunities will appear before you. It resembles a career. External connections of the career house. If the rising sign is Cancer, the descending sign is Capricorn. The descending sign is Capricorn. The 8th house is Aquarius. Pluto is there. You can open your path with opportunities you find from others' resources in the upcoming public. However, only and only, obstacles may also be placed in your way. Obstacles may also be placed in your way because it knows open enemies. At the same time, the 8th house, those stones, you need to pay attention, be fully concentrated, and sort out the stones from the rice before proceeding with ambition. Exactly. Sort out the stones from the rice. Sort them out so that you can proceed with more confident steps in the subsequent process. Because we know the reason, and we speak accordingly exactly. You are heading towards a chaotic process. If you don't skip this, if you don't sort this out, if you don't remove this, if you don't remove it in this way, and can also control your own ambition, you can get through that chaotic resistance process in the sweetest way. Dear Cancer. That's why next week, take this into consideration, dear. Rising Cancer. Both the devil remains and you are surrounded by wands. It's not right, I'm saying it from the start. In fact, why would I say that? You need to look at your left foot emotionally. Emotionally, you might tense your left foot a bit you may become tense without realizing it. Separate the front from the front, separate the praise from the front. Don't tense yourself up. Fight with yourself. If you could turn the speed of the sticks, don't overstrain yourself. I won't do it, I won't do it, I won't do it, I won't do it. Stop. Let's shout. Exactly. Stop. Let's shout. Take your guard and leave the rest, my friend. You take your guard and leave the rest. Why are you tensing yourself up? Don't tense yourself or the person in front of you. Have you set your boundaries, brother? I have set them. Is it a fair setting? A fair setting. Have you set your boundaries considering the weakness of the person in front of you? You have set them. The ball is out of your court. The ball is out of your court. We are heading towards game over. If you can get through that chaotic process, there's no problem. If you can't get through it, that's already a problem. If you succumb to that devil card, if you succumb to that representation, that passion, for this, don't be afraid of anyone in your emotional life next week. Be afraid of your own subconscious. Don't be afraid of anyone. Look, you put this in place, but it still didn't work. The reason is clear. Your own subconscious fears. Could it be because of that residence, the thing that happened? It's sleeping. But where to? But how far? Oh my God. Of course, there's nothing to do there. If you can't overcome this, you can't overcome anything. There's nothing to be done. Put 20 of these if you want. It doesn't cut. It won't work. It won't take it. You passed 2 months. Reason? Because you have a weakness. You attract this. Does it mean exactly not eating? Let me tell you from the start, sir. Slice. Teetrin, 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 teetrin. Let's come. Now let's look at the Leo signs in the name of the mighty shadows. Sun sign and rising sign. Leos, is that so? The topic of the week is subject number 7. I'm serious, there's also Pluto. I know exactly that. Mevlut iddi, let's see now what it is, what it isn't. Leo career life 1, career life 2, and career life 3. Leo emotional life 1, emotional life 2, and emotional life 3. What is it? What is it? What is it? What's coming up for Leo next week? At the beginning of the week, there might be an atmosphere of uncertainty. The most important thing here is the event, not being uncertain. In reference to that, your style that you'll adopt, if it comes out as Leo rising, will collapse. It will collapse. So, it won't remain uncertain in the environment. Nothing uncertain will remain in the environment. Nothing will remain. Completely focus on your style. When I say I'll fix it, I mean don't let the situation get out of hand. Because the sentence that will come out of your mouth will be influenced by Pluto. Hello? Exactly, it will be influenced by Pluto. So, don't get into a conflict. While doing this at the same time, there's also a high potential for someone to work against you behind your back. Both. You need to deal with both. Visible and invisible competitors. And you want to relax. The 7th house, the first house equals the 12th house behind you. Because, I don't want to. I will fight all of you together. Okay, but there are words that can stop a war and words that can lead to beheading, right? The last card, what does the last card say about your career life? If you don't make the right move at the right time, you'll be left with nothing. Because we are heading into the new moon in Taurus. You need something to hold on to. You'll be left with nothing. What will you do with that nothing? It's up to you. You might be left with 2 out of 3 or all 3. This completely depends on your approach, according to Mr. Yüksel's original. Couldn't you arrange that? Seminallahul min hamideh. Exactly. He built it. You perform the funeral prayer over the checkered driver. What does your emotional life say then? Your emotional life says balance. Unconditional balance. Unconditional balance. It's necessary to maintain emotional and logical balance. Otherwise, because in the middle of the week, you're directly a priest. You directly find a priest. How do we know? We find out from here. By yourself. I did it to others, but this time I cornered myself. That's why with balance. You didn't say what you needed to say, did you? Yes, good. I said, okay. Did I say what I needed to say? I did. How did I say it to bring it to this state? How did I say it to bring it to this state? I mean, in the existence of this. How did you say it? But I was scared. Does fear benefit death? No. So where will those balances go in this situation? Where will those balances go? Then, let me tell the tab again. Why have a tab again when you can go to Shishane? Style. The style behind you. Balance. And don't take off the blinders. Don't stray from the straight logic. Say it, lion. Otherwise. Mukoko, atal until death. There's nothing to do there. But if you do, the balances will shift towards this. Reason? Pluto is in the 7th house. At noon. How many times will I say it? And I will say it. In a single breath for the next 16 years. Because it will stay there. Exactly. Let's move on to the sun sign and rising sign for now. Virgos. What is this purchase for your upcoming process? Virgo career life 1, career life 2, and career life 3. Your emotional life, look, Pluto in the 6th house, Saturn in the 7th house, take the matter seriously. Virgo emotional life 1, emotional life 2, and emotional life 3. What is this? Where is it going? In your $1 commercial life, you need to slightly shed the burdens on you a little bit next week. Gently, gently let go. When you open it, it will blow up in your hand, because it will blow up in your hand and slowly, patiently pass. Clean, very clean. Back over. It's not the pipe of house number 6. We've reached the middle of the week. Moon-Saturn conjunction. In the 7th house, you will crumble crack by crack, crack by crack. If you tense up too much, you might have to act generously in an investment style. Start shedding those burdens so that you can establish the organization in a healthier way. Final destination. So what does it say? In the 8th house of Aries, as it passes through Taurus, will you be able to go through that new process? If you want to keep the accounts in order when the time comes, you need to significantly lighten those burdens. Otherwise, you'll be left with one of the 3. Because if you don't want someone to stay for that, throw it away. Exactly. Otherwise, you won't be able to see ahead. Because, what about your emotional life? Your emotional life says balance, my son. Balance, balance, balance. Balance, balance. Balance and more balance. Exactly. Those balances fall into place. Click, click, click. If they don't fall, if you hold on to those balances to prevent them from falling, you won't have anything left inside. Those balances, there are important decisions you need to make. At the end of those decisions, it seems you'll enter entirely new emotional territories, along with the decisions you will make. I am very curious about the Final Destination card. The Final Destination card says, regarding your talents, who values your abilities the most? Who addresses you the best? Because they are coming one after another. The new adventure of the school, they are coming one after another to it. Who will give that right? When I say that, who values your talents, your essence the most? You will go with them. Will everything come together in your hand? What about all 3 of the 3 and 1 of the 3? 1/3 remains. It explodes within that balance. Then it implodes. A giant implosion indeed. It's worth paying attention to that. Friends, that's all for now. See you in the next video. My name is Enishte. Thank you.